if you Googled NFL schedule release, the dates that it gave you were tomorrow and Thursday would be released. Like I would have assumed that some of the national games and international games would have trickled out on Wednesday, like the early release, and then probably the show would have been Thursday, like they usually do. But now Pro Football Talk and some of the other websites have said, well, maybe there's some complications. Maybe it has to do with some of the Christmas Eve games getting solidified because of how complex it is with planning the weeks. So maybe we have to wait another week until the schedule gets released. But it's weird because Jim Irsay, I don't know if you guys saw this, 2 hours ago, Jim Irsay tweeted out, "I smell a 2024 schedule coming out soon, ... So I don't know if that means next week. I don't know if that means that it is coming out as scheduled, like tomorrow and Thursday. But that's one of the NFL owners. Of course, he's the Colts owner.
He's been MIA for a little bit, hasn't he?
There was a rumor. There was a rumor that he had died.
Right?
Wasn't there that going around the internet? But
yeah.
He's been tweeting up a storm recently.
Okay, so he's back.
He's
on
back
social
tweeting.
media.
Yeah, he's back tweeting a lot. So,
I don't know why this would be some big. I mean, you're going to get a ton of pub. You're going to get a lot of reaction. It's going to be. I don't know what they're waiting. If they're waiting intentionally for a little bit bigger punch, I don't know. I don't know why they would do that.
So Florio pointed out that on Pro Football Talk that 3 years in a row, the NFL has made the second Thursday in May the date that they did release the NFL schedule, which would line up with this Thursday. So that's why a lot of people, I think, have made the assumption right around the draft, because they were running promos during the NFL draft that the release was coming in early May.
And I know that there is, an added complication here because they're going to play games on Christmas Day on a Wednesday for the first time ever. But you would think the machine that is the NFL, knowing this was going to be the case, could have gotten the ball rolling and had this all taken care of by the second Thursday in May again if they wanted to.
Yeah, you'd hope that they have those I's dotted and T's crossed in terms of which teams are playing on Christmas Day.
I heard Carmen, the good kid, having a conversation about what would be what is your guess for the Bears opening game of the season?
I wanted to do this with you because just in case this happened, you're off tomorrow and Thursday. You're back with us on Friday when we're going to be at Bears minicamp, or at least the rookie minicamp, which should be fun. Caleb and Roma Dunze are going to speak. So is Matt Eberflus. And then the Bears will have, I think it's going to be open to us where we can watch it.
I hope so.
So it's rookie minicamp. This is going to be very, very hyped. I'm very excited to be there.
It'll be the first rookie minicamp practice I think we've ever experienced, right? Have you ever seen a...
Did we not go last year?
Did we? I don't think we did.
As home of the Bears, I know we went to a ton of OTAs.
We did do that, but I don't think we went to day one of the rookie minicamp.
We didn't? Okay.
I don't think so. Were you interested in watching Darnell Wright block?
I don't know. Tyson Bagent throw? I think maybe we just had Courtney on.
I think so.
Okay, so here, let's do this, and then we'll revisit it next week too. But let's guess primetime games in the opener. And by primetime, I mean standalone games. I'm not talking about 325 Fox games on Sunday. I'm talking about Thursday night games. I'm talking about Sunday night games and Monday night games when I say primetime games.
What about Christmas? Is Christmas a primetime game? Or Thanksgiving?
What about London?
London is not a primetime game. That's a morning game.
But it's still standalone.
It's standalone, but it's not a primetime game. That's morning is not defined as prime time.
Usually Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. But I'm just asking.
We know London will be a standalone game. We already know that.
Like, will they have the Thanksgiving, Christmas Day?
Like they may get Detroit and Bears.
Bears,
right? They don't play Dallas this year.
They do not. No.
Let's guess Just Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night to not muck it up.
Got it.
And opening game. Okay, what do you want to do first?
Opener. I think we go opener.
Yeah, I think the opener, like, why wouldn't you want this Bears team that has been the talk of the post or the offseason, and their starting quarterback was the first overall selection this year? Why wouldn't you want them in primetime? I would think.
You think that could be the Sunday
Sunday night game.
or the first one of the, do they still have 2 Monday night games on the opener, or have they done away with that on the opening weekend?
I think they did it this year, didn't they?
No, well, last year, remember, week 2 had 2 Monday night
Did
games.
Well, this year, right, the season starts off on a Friday in Brazil, right? Is that where the season
yeah.
begins?
That's Philly.
Yeah, that's Philly against the
Right.
Packers after the Thursday night opener, which we all assume is going to be the Chiefs because
That's
they
how they
almost
do it.
always do the.
So we know they're not opening against the Packers.
I think-
That's taking that out of the equation.
I think Sunday night is a perfect spot for the Bears.
Do you think? Because I'm going to say, even though they're playing them in the Hall of Fame game, I am going Bears Texans in the opener. This is going to be C.J. Stroud and an up and coming Texans team who went to the postseason last year against this year's up and coming team. And the only complication is they just played in the first preseason game, but no one's going to play in that game, especially for the Texans. But again, think about all the acquisitions that Houston made.
I think it's possible.
Two of
I think
the
it'd be
best-
sexy.
2 of the best wide receiving cores on both sides of the football.
Remember, Stephon Diggs was traded for.
Yes, and Keenan Allen's debut for the Stephon Diggs debut for the Texans. Keenan Allen's debut for the Bears. It's C.J. Stroud's first game in his second year versus the debut of Caleb Williams.
Sexy. It's sexy. I'm
The
thinking.
country's watching that game. It's in Houston.
I think Bears at Lions. Bears at
a
Lions.
division game.
Well, yeah, and you're playing a team that was
Okay.
was close to getting to the Super Bowl last year.
All right, so you've got Bears Lions.
Bears Lions
at
in Detroit.
Lions. Okay. What do you guys have?
Now, can I throw a wrench into your? I think you have a good sound philosophy there, Silvy, but I will say, with no validity to it, but there is an NFL schedule leaks account out there.
Oh, is it already being publicized?
Well, no. They have 5 games that they say have been leaked.
That was that account's not real though.
Are you sure about
Yes,
that?
I was digging through some of those tweets, and it is not a legitimate account.
So should we even put it out there that the Bears and Texans is leaked to be at Week 9 on Sunday Night Football?
That for sure is going to be a national
Yes,
game.
I agree. That's
I
definitely going
agree.
to
I
be a
just don't
primetime
think
game.
it's week 1.
Okay, but I'm still going with a
Okay.
guess on that. That's
Okay.
still what I'm going with.
I agree. I think the primetime Bears on primetime, I can't remember them opening on Monday Night Football in a long time. I'm wondering if Caleb Williams gets the Monday Night Football treatment in his first NFL game, and I think it's a juicy storyline. So I think the
Would
Bears.
it be a home game?
I think you want to let them open up at home, don't you?
What would be the
Well-
what would be the team they'd open up against? Could it be Lions? At
What
home?
about my guess would be Bears at San Francisco.
Wow.
You opened up against San Francisco. Was that 2 years ago?
Yes, that was Justin. That was the monsoon
Slide,
game.
yeah.
Now a little return trip, kind of like the college football 1-1
Yeah, the home and home.
home and home series. It's not a bad guess. So you're going with a Monday Night Football, Bears and 49ers.
I'll go Sunday night. Bears and Niners.
Oh, I thought you just did
No,
a whole thing on
Miller was
Monday.
saying
I
Monday.
like the
Yeah,
Monday
yeah.
night idea. I think Caleb at home Monday Night Football, and I'm going to give them the Vikings.
Ooh, J.J. McCarthy or Sam Darnold?
I think Darnold will probably start, but it's in play.
Okay. Now, what are you guys going with on primetime games? I'm going with the boatload. I'm going with 5.
So
What's a max you can have?
Let me
5?
bring up something real quick here. There are 3 Monday night doubleheaders over the course of the season: Week 2, Week 3, and Week 14.
I'm going 2 Monday night games, 2 Thursday night games, and a Sunday night game. I'm going 5 primetime games.
I think
They're maxing
They're going to
out.
max.
They had 2 Thursday night games last year, and they were not good. They're going to Thursday night again. They're getting 2 Monday nights, and they're getting a Sunday night with a possibility of a flex late in the season if they're good. So they'll get an early Sunday night game somewhere, and maybe that's the opener.
I'm going to go 2 Mondays, 2 Sundays, and 1 Thursday.
Okay?
I agree.
You're going 5.
I agree. Yeah, 5 for sure. And I think 2 Sunday night, 2 Monday night, and a Thursday.
Yeah, I think
Because the Thursday
2-2-1,
games are
yeah.
dogs. You want this Bears team on I think you're going to get a primetime game against the Packers. I think you're getting a primetime game against the Lions. Obviously, I predicted that would be the opening game of the season. I think you're going to probably get a primetime game against the Niners and the Texans. And you got one more, right? Maybe we go.
There's going to be a pack. Did you say
I
Packers?
said Packers, yeah.
Rams
Maybe
is
I was
interesting.
thinking Rams, Mellor, because I think the Rams are going to be good again. They were a playoff team last year.
Thursday night, though, could be like that dog game.
Could be.
So you could get like Tennessee.
Yeah, or you maybe
New
get the
England.
Vikings. Maybe you get another
Maybe you get the Vikings,
division
yeah.
game. Maybe you get the Vikings.
Maybe you toss Panthers, Bears on Thursday night again because the Panthers have to have one. Remember, you have to have one primetime game, and you have to play on Thursday.
Would they dare do Commanders again on Thursday night? That would be 3 years in a row, but it would be Caleb Williams' return to Washington in his hometown, and it would be Jaden Daniels against Caleb Williams. But it would be 3 years in a row they're giving us Bears and Commanders on Thursday Night Football.
But for the first time, it actually looks like a good matchup people want to watch. I don't think they would run away from it.
I'm with you. I don't think they'd run from it.
I could see that maybe being like a second Monday nighter.
Or I think Thursday's the perfect night to put it on. I agree. I think a Thursday night game with the Commanders, it's like another holiday. It's like Christmas every year. Commanders on a Thursday night.
That could be like the game coming off of their London trip a week after, or like, don't they usually get a bye coming off of the bye? Don't you usually get a bye week after the London game?
I think so, yeah.
So teams have the choice. If they want to take the bye, they can, or they can choose to have it later in the season.
So they could get like the bye week, and then they get the Thursday, and then you get another long week off of that.
By the way, when are we getting to 18 games? That's happening sooner rather than later.
I would
right?
think so, yeah.
Didn't the commissioner even say something Super Bowl week about how preseason games are meaningless?
Yeah, they're going to.
Well, and he wants to push the Super Bowl back to President's Week.